Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I want to share 5 tips for getting or staying sober. Personally, I stopped drinking in June of 2023, and I'm very happy that I just decided kind of overnight that I was going to try this and kind of see how long I could do it. And every day I just continue to make the same decision to not drink anymore. And there's a lot of things that have sort of supported me in that decision, and I want to share that with you in case it's helpful to you if this is something you want to pursue. Now, a little disclosure, I'm not in an Alcoholics Anonymous program. I don't consider myself an alcoholic. Although there were times I really drank to excess, I will say that. If you are struggling with addiction, might not be the right video for you. This is more of a social, sober, curious kind of content where I just sort of made decisions and found things to support me in those decisions. So one of the things was listening to other YouTube content and podcasts that had a sober, curious, or information about other people who were flirting with the idea of being sober. But I think the one that influenced me the most, and I've listened to it several times, and I would encourage you to listen to it, is Andrew Huberman's podcast about alcoholism and the effects of alcoholism, alcohol on the body, and some of the things like breast cancer. It's an amazing podcast. I will try to link that. That is really informative, very technical science kind of stuff, and it really sort of cemented my decision once I made it that was the right decision for me. So number 2 is order mocktails. I sort of just gave myself a free pass when I went to a restaurant. I didn't worry about calories. I decided, you know what, if I'm gonna not drink alcohol, I am just going to enjoy any amount of calories in a mocktail, in a cocktail that doesn't have alcohol. And a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just tell the bartender, go ahead and do something creative. I don't care. Just, make it something maybe not too sweet. And I think bartenders a lot of times are stuck doing the same drinks. So when someone lets them have some creativity, that's fun for them, and I get to try new things that way. So go ahead and order mocktails and have fun with that, at least until you are used to not drinking. Have fun with fun cocktails that don't have alcohol. I would say, if you can, avoid going to places that have a lot of alcohol, or seems to be the point of the place is alcohol. So for instance, going to bars or going to certain parties that are very focused on alcohol. If you can avoid those things, avoid them. Do other things. Now, that said, my tip number 4 is, if you can't avoid going to those things, or you really have a social life around certain things. For instance, I have done wine tasting and wine tasting trips with my friends and business associates for many years, and it's a big part of my sort of social life to go wine tasting. So now that I don't go wine tasting, now that I go wine tasting and I'm not partaking in the wine, how do I enjoy that experience? Well, one of the things I do is bring my own beverage. I tend to bring something red that looks like wine. So I will bring cranberry juice or grape juice, something along those lines. And then I will ask for a wine glass to pour it in, and I will toast with everyone, and I will sort of enjoy that whole experience and kind of jokingly say, well, mine has hints of cranberry, when everyone's talking about how their wine tastes. I'm like, oh, mine, I taste subtle flavors of grape in my grape juice or whatever, and just kind of have fun with it and enjoy the company of the people that I want to be with, without necessarily partaking in drinking and trying to figure out when to stop and how much to drink, and, just not doing that part of it, but doing everything else along with it. And the other thing is, if you are going to be in an event or party or something like that, or you're going to a bar, people are drinking, get a nice glass. Tell the bartender or the waitress to bring you a nice glass. I hate drinking like water or a soda or fruit juice or whatever, just in a standard like water glass. Like, if you all are drinking like some beautifully shaped, with dried fruit and herbs and, a pretty spoon or a pretty straw, like, I want that too. So I will say, like, I'll tip extra, but please make it interesting, since I'm the sober one here, or I'm the designated driver, please give me a fancy glass. And people are always willing to do that for you. So that's another way just to sort of have fun with taking the sober route. And my fifth tip is get new hobbies. Get new hobbies, maybe get new friends. I don't need to change any of my friends, but you know, if someone, the only thing they do with you is go out drinking, you know, maybe take a look at that. And new hobbies, right? So if your hobby is, you know, going on a pub crawl, or, you know, just going out and having some margaritas or whatever, maybe you should think about replacing that with something else. Maybe, you know, take up pickleball, or go hiking, or take a class, take dance lessons. You know, like there's other things you can do. You can be social. You can fill that space in your life with something that might be more healthy or might be more enjoyable, and just fill that void if drinking is a big part of your daily life. So, or a big part of your weekend. So anyway, those are my tips for getting sober, staying sober, being sober curious. If you have tips, I would love to hear your tips on it. So please comment below on what you do to keep sober, or what got you, what made the decision for you, and how you're pursuing sober life. Thanks for watching.